that's why it's very interesting that Disney
Who's your
Plus.
favorite identity? Who's your
Hmm?
favorite? Who's your favorite version of Moon Knight? Who's your favorite personality? Let's say
Oh, personality. I like the Mark Spector.
you like Mark
I
Spector.
like the former mercenary turned suave playboy with his pilot friend Frenchie, and having Marlene the uh, the the shall we say kind of a partner in crime supporter, and stuff like that. I always like that kind of. You've got the combination of, like you said, like a little bit of a Batman, but you've got a little bit of like a James Bond-esque espionage, gadget using guy. So that was my favorite one. And I think, to me, he tends to be the strongest and has like the most um I would say well known of the rogues gallery. However, when Warren Ellis did create Mr. Knight persona, I thought that was a very, very cool evolution of the character. So um, yeah, again, I do really like him with the cape and the cowl and stuff like that. But the Mr. Knight persona is pretty cool. But let's play this trailer for everybody, and
Yes.
then we'll talk a little bit about what we think is going on, because Disney Plus has just released its first trailer of Moon Knight, coming, I think, in March, and we've got none other
March 30th.
than Oscar Isaacs, who is
Yeah.
playing. Is it Isaac or Isaacs with an S? I think it's an
Oscar
Isaac.
Isaac. Isaac.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's no
Oscar
S.
Isaac.
Oscar
Yeah.
Isaac is in the starring role. So let's see if we can get this rolling.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I think I'm losing it.
Real catch you are. You're bloody useless, Stevie.
Stephen. I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
Thank you.
Lost the contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark? It must be very difficult. The voice in your head. Shut up! There's chaos in you. Embrace the chaos. At night.
Hey, what did you think?
Woo! Well, that's my second or third time watching it. Lots of things to digest in the trailer. All right, Jesse, as you are newer to Moon Knight, what did you think of this?
I liked it. I see where they're going. We saw Steve. He's more of
Stephen
the
Grant.
Stephen Grant. He's more of the smart guy, the little money guy, the guy that finances everything, right? Persona. Um, I think they're putting an accent on him so they can distinguish which character or which persona we're seeing, because it might get a little confusing if we just see Oscar Isaac talking like this and then all of a sudden he's talking like, if he just switches, it might be confusing for the audience. So the accent I get, right? It's kind of like in comic books where you have italics when they're talking, or different word bubbles.
Definitely.
It's an interesting choice that they showed us Stephen Grant first and not Marc Spector, who is the original identity, or
Yep.
even Jack. That would have been interesting in New York with his taxi cab, just honking the horn, yelling at
Yep.
people. That would have been interesting. But Steven's a bold choice to start the whole trailer or start the
Yeah,
previews.
I think the trailer is interesting. My only gripe about the trailer is that it's kind of um you know, reminding me or playing hitting the same notes that kind of like WandaVision did and stuff like that. You know, you don't know what's real and stuff like that. And I'm like, I really don't I'm not in the mood for another Disney Marvel, mind job because I find they don't write those ones enjoyable enough for me per se. I would rather than kind of get into the thick of it. I was really hoping that this would have been kind of like the Disney Marvels, almost like Punisher type of thing, like a straightforward action fest. Let's show his backstory. Let's show his origins. Let's show something really
I
cool. But it seems like, but again, this just in this initial trailer, they just seem like they're going for something different. But I think you're right; they're definitely going to play up the different personas, and each persona is going to have a different accent. And Oscar is a talented actor. I will say since we didn't really see we saw that one scene where he's over top of somebody punching, but we don't see any physicality. I would have cast my dream casting for this would have been none other than Matt Damon. You know, we saw him play a really tough guy in Bourne, and then we also saw him. If you ever saw him in the movie Green Zone, he can handle the weapon. So really thought he could do both of those parts. When I look at Oscar Isaac, I don't see an ass kicker. And Moon Knight's a mercenary brawler. So hopefully
That's the thing with
they
Moon Knight, though. If we have an ass kicker, like you can't cast John Cena as a nerd, right? It just doesn't work because he's so big. Oscar Isaac, I don't know. He was. You ever watch the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling?
yep.
He was very good in that one. Like he can act for sure. I'm just
Oh no, definitely
again.
he's an actor. I'm not taking away from that, but I'm just saying from my kind of perspective. Now we don't like I said we don't get to see too much of it here. I think
Yeah.
they really played on the insomnia and the um confusion. But yeah, maybe that's gonna play more. But like I said, I just hope it's not too much of that kind of psychological type of stuff. I'm down for an action fest. So hopefully we get that. I will say though, if I could just interrupt you before I know
Yep.
you got a thought there, Jesse. I thought it was interesting that they ended with the phone call and kind of gave it away. But I guess since we know the character and we know the name and we're expecting the name, I was surprised. It's definitely Marlene on the other end of that phone call and saying, "Mark, where are you? I finally found you." It's like, why'd you call me Mark? So would have been, I think, if they were going to play that as a, shall we say, mystery, I think they should have tried to keep the mystery. But they played that card right away. They played it early. So
So we saw Ethan Hawke, right? Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
yep.
Has he been announced who he's playing, or is it still a mystery? And
Um,
who do you think he's
I would
playing?
assume they probably announced it. It's like I'm sure we could find out on IMDb or wherever, but yeah.
He's got something going with him because everybody's bowing down to him. Maybe Mephisto. Maybe he's back. Maybe we'll go crazy about Mephisto.
That would be hilarious. They keep every show who's Mephisto? It's gonna be Mephisto. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
And one more side point before we go. We've got the Black Knight. We have Blade being introduced. Now we have Moon Knight. That's the Midnight Suns, right? We need a few more players, and then we got the Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
So is it going to be a movie or is it going to be a TV series? What do you
Yeah,
think?
well, hey, there's a video game coming out, so
Oh.
you never know. They could do that, right? As always, thank you for tuning in and continue to check us out, Heroes World online. That is where you're going to find us, all kinds of content. And remember, please, if you can, like, subscribe, tell a friend, help us spread the word.